Hello everybody and welcome to my first Let's Play. My name is Travis Fair and today I'm going to be playing through Pillars of Eternity. So yeah, as I said, this is my first Let's Play. I haven't done this before, and I also haven't played this game before, but what I would like to do with my Let's Plays going forward from here is I would like to start playing some more story-driven games, games where I can get really immersed in character depth and all that, and so I figured why not start with something like Pillars of Eternity. I've heard great things about it, and I've watched a couple videos on it, and I did play through about 5 minutes of it, but other than that I haven't really played anything. And a bit about me, I really like to play through I really like to be thorough when I play games. I'm in no way a completionist, but I do like to be as thorough as possible. I like to get side quests and delve into the world as much as I can, so I figured this game would be perfect for that. But yeah, and I think what my plan is to do for this playthrough is to probably make my character a bit of a hunter. That's not necessarily what I always lean to, but it is something I do enjoy playing. I usually play more fluid roles, so I am happy with the fact that you do get a party and you get to kind of control your different party members and their abilities. So I will get to dabble with other characters, but as for myself, I think I do want to stick with the hunter. So yeah, with that all being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the game. And we'll go ahead and play this through a normal. I haven't really actually played games like this game before. I know, like Baldur's Gate or anything like that. I've heard amazing things about it, and I tried to get into it when I was younger, but I guess when I was younger I just didn't have the patience. But now that I'm older and more wizened in my years, as I'd like to say, yeah, I think that I can probably make it through this, and I'm actually really excited to play this. I've been wanting to play it for a really long time, so let's go ahead and start this off. And if this goes well, I might shift over to Pillars of Eternity 2. Well, I actually probably would really like to, and maybe even games like, what was it? Tyranny, also by Obsidian. That also looks like a good game. But yeah, I think that this could hopefully be a really good intro into the more RPG, almost pen and paper style games. That's definitely what I'm looking forward to. I love the character creation and the back lore, or the lore of the world and everything. I love it when a game has a really in-depth world, and so I'm really excited to see what I get thrown into here.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Always a good way to start a journey is with sickness and fraughts throughout or kind of misery throughout your travels, but we'll see how this goes. Alright, so here we are in character creation. I'm definitely going to go with male only because since this is going to be a role-playing game, I do want to be able to put myself into a role which I can more easily relate to, and that would definitely be the male. So let's go ahead and I'm not going to read everything because I know there's a ton to read. I will probably read the things that pertain to me, and I will also read the tips that come up also for me, but just so you guys can know that I'm not just going to sit there in silence while I'm reading all the little tips that come up. Alright, so male. The place of men in society varies from culture to culture. Cultures like Adir and the Deerwood place him at the forefront of military, politics, and heavy labor. Among the tribes of Nassatak, men perform many of the homesteading and organizational duties. In Ire Glonfoth and Ixmitil, men and women have more fluid social roles. In all societies, there are exceptions to the rule, and men can be found in a wide variety of situations and professions. Alright, so we're going to go with male. And as I said at the beginning of the video, I do want to go with a class like a hunter. I really enjoy playing some of those. And I know in this game with a hunter, you get the animal companion, and that's always a mechanic that I've really enjoyed in games. So I think I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and that's definitely what I'm going to go with. So to start off, I think elf is probably going to be make the most sense for a hunter, I would think. Dexterity and perception, yeah, both of those sound like they would be good for hunter. So let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and pick an elf. So elves are the dormant race in Ire Glonfoth and the White That Wends, and are extremely common in the Deerwood and Aedir. Elves are also known for their speed and intelligence, as well as commonly isolationist nature. And so then I get +1 to dexterity and +1 to perception. And let's go ahead. Actually, I'll go ahead and read what these are real quick. Dexterity is an abstraction of a character's hand-eye coordination, balance, and overall grace. In interactions, it can be used for sleight of hand and fast reactions. In combat, it affects the character's action speed with all attacks, spells, and abilities, and contributes to the reflex defense. And then perception represents a character's senses as well as their instinctive ability to pick up on details. In interactions, it can be used to catch someone in a lie, to make an observant comment about their appearance, or to notice something happening in the background. In combat, it contributes to accuracy, the reflex defense, and a bonus to interrupt. Yeah, both of those sound like pretty good. I really do like the skills that allow you to manipulate things through conversation other than combat. I think it's fun to kind of see what different options come up, especially in games like these. Let's see, wood elf or pale elf? Let's see what okay, so here's the the advantages. So distance advantage. Against any enemy that is more than 4 meters away, wood elves gain bonuses to accuracy, deflection, and reflexes. I'm going to be an archer. That probably makes the most sense, but let's go ahead and see what the pale elf has. Elemental endurance. All pale elves have increased burn and freeze damage reductions. No, I definitely think I'm going to go with the wood elf. So wood elves, or Skrelterfolk, trace their beginnings far north of present-day Aedir and have migrated south throughout the forests of the continent, now covering all the way south across the equator. They are also believed to have migrated across the Seer to Ire Glonfoth. While physiologically identical to one another, wood elves from Aedir are culturally different from those in Ire Glonfoth and consider themselves wholly different groups. Alright, so here's where our classes. Most definitely going to be picking a ranger, as that is definitely what I've been wanting to do, and they are the ones who get the animal companion. So let's go ahead and read in this. Rangers are warriors of the woodlands and masters of the hunt. Always partnered with soul-bonded animal companions, they can be found in wild spaces all over the world, as their lifestyles often tend toward independence and isolation. It is rare for rangers to become an integral part of a large fighting force, though they are often employed as scouts and guides. So our starting ability here is the animal companion. All rangers share a strong bond with an animal companion. The companion fights at the ranger's command and is extremely valuable for its ability to run interference. Animal companions don't do much damage, but they have high damage reduction. The link between the ranger and companion is powerful. If one goes down in battle, the other suffers as well. And then, okay, I'm guessing these are the stats of the animal companion. And then we get stealth from this. Stealth allows characters of any class to attempt to avoid being seen or heard. It is used automatically when the character is in scouting mode. The higher the character's skill, the closer they can get to an enemy before being detected. And then survival. Survival allows character to choose from a variety of long-term bonuses each time they camp. The first 6 ranks grant the following bonuses: damage reduction, received healing multiplier, bonus movement, accuracy bonus versus creature type, increased consumable duration, and bonus damage versus flanked enemies. After the 6th rank, the previously earned bonuses become more powerful in the same order they were received. Survival can also be used in conversations and scripted interactions that involve wilderness challenges or specialized information about nature. And then, okay, so here's our first ability. Let's go ahead and read through these. Wounding shot. As he or she would with a fleeing prey, the hunter aims for a spot that will slow the target enemy's progress, hobbling the target and inflicting raw damage over time. And then the marked prey designates a single target as prey, giving the ranger and the animal companion a damage bonus against that target. Okay, so this only has 1 per encounter, and it increases our damage against a single target. And then the wounding shot has 2 per encounter, gives us a chance to interrupt, slows them, does more damage. So that sounds interesting, but I think I might want to go with marked prey. I think this would be really helpful in those situations when we're fighting one large enemy, and my hunter can help focus it down. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. For the companion, let's go ahead and just quickly read through some of these. Antelope companions have naturally superior defenses. Bear companions have unusually high damage reduction, giving them superior protection from all forms of damage. Boar companions inflict more damage when they are below 50% endurance. Lion companions have the ability to terrify enemies with a powerful roar. Stags can activate a melee attack that does damage to all enemies in a small area around the main target. And then wolf animal companions do high damage and can more easily avoid disengagement attacks. So I guess I think I would want to go with either bear or wolf. Bear would be nice for the kind of interference it will run with the enemies, kind of keep me safe while I hang out in the back. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the bear companion. Alright, so let's go ahead and read about the companions a bit more here. All rangers form a strong spiritual connection with a single creature, their animal companion. This connection allows rangers and their companions to coordinate attacks and efficiently take down prey. In most situations, the companions run interference while the ranger attacks at range. Despite these advantages, there are risks to the relationship. Rangers share a literal life bond with their animal companions. When one is wounded, the other can sense it and feel immense emotional pain. If a ranger or animal companion are knocked unconscious, the partner suffers from bonded grief, affecting accuracy and other stats until the downed ally is revived. If a ranger is ever killed, the animal companion immediately dies from grief. Alright, makes sense. So let's go ahead and go with the bear. I am going to name it Fluffy. I want to make sure it can instill the most amount of fear into my enemies as possible. So, Fluffy. Alright, so I'm guessing, so the stars are our main abilities. Okay, highly recommended, and then recommended. Alright, let's go ahead and read into those ones. Might represents a character's physical and spiritual strength, brute force, as well as their ability to channel powerful magic. During interactions, it can be useful for intimidating displays and the acts of brute force. In combat, it contributes to both damage and healing, as well as a fortitude defense. Then Constitution. Constitution is a combination of the character's overall health and stamina. Although it is not used much in interactions, it is sometimes checked to withstand pain or endure a physically taxing ordeal. In combat, it affects maximum health and endurance and contributes to the fortitude defense. Alright, and then Dexterity. So this is probably... Dexterity and Perception are my guess, is probably what I'm going to throw my stats into. So, Perception. Perception represents a character's sense as well as their instinctive ability to pick up on details. In interactions, it can be used to catch someone in a lie, to make an observant comment about their appearance, or to notice something happening in the background. In combat, it contributes to accuracy, the reflex defense, and grants a bonus to interrupt. Did I already read? I don't know if I read Dexterity. Oh, yeah, I did earlier. That's right. I also think I read Perception, so sorry about that. Intellect represents a character's logic and reasoning capabilities. In interactions, it can be useful for deduction, sudden realizations, and problem solving. In combat, it contributes to the will defense and influences durations and areas of effect for all abilities and talents. And then last but not least, the Resolve. Resolve reflects a character's internal drive, determination, fearlessness, and emotional intensity they can project to others. It can be useful for mental intimidation, leadership, and convincing performances. In combat, it helps characters maintain concentration and contributes to the will and deflection defenses. Alright, so yeah, I think I'm definitely going to put quite a few points here into Dexterity. Let's go ahead and put 5 points into that. I'm at Perception, and then put 4 in here to Dexterity. Let's get some into Might for some damage. And then maybe 1 or 2 points into Intellect and 1 for Constitution just so I can get some health. But yeah, so I'm not quite sure what would work best as a ranger or what my stats should be going to. This makes sense to me, but if anyone has any tips or advice, I would love to hear it. And I'll definitely take it into consideration going from here on out. So yeah, just go ahead and leave that in the comments if you would. So let's go ahead and go on to culture. So I guess this is where you're from. So for me, I'm not going to pick this based off of the stats, but I'm probably actually going to pick it off of what I think would make a more interesting background that for my character, something I think would be a little bit more, I guess just something I would like. So let's go ahead and read through these real quick. The Aedir Empire is currently the largest and most powerful force in this part of the world. It is centered around the equator and has a tropical climate, though the empire has colonies in numerous areas of the world. Greater Aedir is the heart and houses the majority of the humans and elves in the nation. It's human and elven nations. And the Deadfire Archipelago, consisting of the nation of Nasatak, dozens of Amawa settlements, and hundreds of lawless, pirate-infested islands that stretch along the southern sea, Deadfire is home to boreal dwarves, Amawa, and a mixed variety of other races. Deadfire Archipelago is the last stop for anyone headed east. A multitude of monstrous sea creatures infest the ocean beyond, making travel virtually impossible. And Ixmitil Plains. Located in the far northeast of Arglanfath, the Ixmitil Plains are a large expanse of fertile savannas that are extensively farmed by humans and Orlan residents. The Ixmitil culture is one of the oldest in the world, though it is one of the least imperialistic, having spread out very little over the past several thousand years. And then Old Valia. Once the crown jewel of the southern seas, Old Valia is now the crumbled remnants of an empire of warring merchant nations. Counting many humans and dwarves among their ranks, the Old Valian countries are still a force to be reckoned with and are proud of their rich cultural heritage. Then Ruatai, dominated by the Mao nation of Ruatai, the Gulf itself is a host to number of nations, most of them Amawa, Orlan, and Dwarven. Though these countries are relatively young, they are some of the most advanced colonial settlements in the east. The Gulf is a land of riches and resources for those who can take them, though the entire coast is often pummeled by violent storms. The Living Lands. The Living Lands is a mountainous region of the large northern island, renowned for its diversity of plant and animal life. Its weather is unpredictable, and its ecosystems vary dramatically from valley to valley. The Living Lands are home to an assortment of races in a variety of colonial and independent settlements. And last but not least, the White That Wends. A large, cracked southern expanse of polar ice, the White That Wends is home to pale elves and small colonies of daring explorers, outcasts, and adventurers. While virtually no plant life grows in the White, it is home to many hardy species of dangerous animals that forage from the sea or prey upon each other to survive. So, that's a lot to kind of take in there, but I think I will go with the Living Lands. I really do I love mountainous forest regions. I'm from Washington State. I do love hiking and outdoors, so this kind of makes me feel a bit more, I guess, at home, if you'd like. But no, I think that sounds like a really cool area, especially for a ranger, kind of hanging out in the woods, being all ranger-like and all that. So let's go ahead and pick our background now. So Okay, so this actually, I'm also going to do the same thing. I'm not going to just pick what gives me stats. I'm probably going to base it off my background because I want it to make as much sense for a character I would want to play. So let's go ahead and see here. A colonist. You are part of a group that founded fledgling colony in a distant land. The explorer. You find a siren call of the horizon irresistible. You cannot help but wonder what lies beyond the next hill or wave, and you've built your life around finding it. That actually sounds like something that I'll probably end up going with. That I do. Personally, I love traveling and I love seeing new things, so that just makes sense to me. But let's see here. Laborer. Your life has been spent in the study of your craft. You trained and prepared, hoping to hone your skills and ply your trade. The merchant. You've traded goods from all over the world, pairing items with buyers of all kinds. Drifter. You never quite fit in no matter where you go. Each new town is just a place to rest briefly before moving on to the next. You are more comfortable on the road, traveling the world. Hunter. You live for the thrill of the chase, whether for glory or for sustenance. You you have made your living taking the lives of wild creatures. The mercenary, blade in battle is your way of life. You solve your problems by pulling out your weapon and applying force. And last but not least, the scientist. The rules that govern the world are a set of alchemical formulae to you, waiting to be discovered and manipulated. So yeah, I think I'm definitely going to go with the explorer here, and it gives me lore. And lore represents a character's accumulated miscellaneous knowledge and trivia, often of occult or esoteric topics. Outside of conversations and scripted interactions, lore is used to activate scrolls. Higher lore values allow the character to use higher level scrolls. And then survival. Okay, so we already read survival earlier. So let's go ahead and pick that. I guess we can kind of customize our appearance. I don't think it matters too much because I know we're not going to be looking at our character's face all that often. So first, actually, I'm just going to pick a photo here. Well, they don't really give much. I guess these are elves. You know what? Let's go ahead and go with that one. So, and then I guess I will make my my character look more like him. So the primary color, I think green makes sense, but the secondary color, I'm gonna put a green, more of a brown. Give like the foresty look, and then skin. Let's go ahead and go a little lighter skin. And the hair. Yeah, I just want to make it look like the portrait because this is the only part of the character we're actually gonna be seeing. Probably gonna go with that. So number 13. Yeah, that looks fine. Alright. And then voice.
Hey there.
Now I am the leader of the group.
Not a sound.
I've got this.
Nothing will slip past me.
I shall lead us.
Show them how it's done! They'll never know I'm here.
Yeah, smooth sounds fine. And then name. Let's go ahead with Travis the Fair. Get it? Funny, because I'm Travis Fair. Travis the Fair. Ha! Ha! I'm dying. Alright, yeah, so for that first bit, this will probably be the end of the video here. Just wanted to kind of go through the character creation, and then when we start, actually, you know what, I'll go ahead and get through to the game, and then I'll take a break right after the intro to the game, and we'll pause it from there. The caravan master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods toward a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry, about the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Alright. Well then, where would I find these berries?
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
And what about those ruins you were mentioning?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
Alright, let's see what this little tip here has to say. So your character's attributes, skills, class, race, culture, and sex may all open up options for you in dialogue. These options are not necessarily superior to the other responses, but give you a wider variety of choices to select from. The manner in which someone responds to your choices depends on their individual personality and attitude. Alright, so who did build those ruins?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
And so do you think it's dangerous out here?
Not if you hurry about your business, and not if the weather holds up.
And what kind of weather are you expecting?
This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beawick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never care to.
And what about those huge rocks, green-looking ones? What are those?
They don't got Audra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that. Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's nights sleeping on uneven ground without blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha! He needs to find some springberries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Alright, let's go ahead and read through this real quick. Welcome to Pillars of Eternity. If this is your first visit to the world of Aora, you may want to watch these windows to become familiar with the tools and interfaces available to you. Your party always consists of your character and up to 5 additional companions or adventurers. While the caravan is camped outside the Glenfathan ruins, Odima has assigned Kalisha to help you. Kalisha is a fighter, a class that excels at close quarters defense. Use her abilities to complement your own. To select a party member, click on their selection circle, their portrait, or press the number button that corresponds to their position in the party, starting at 1 at the left. To select multiple party members, click and hold anywhere on the screen and drag the marquee over the circles of the party members you'd like to include. To move selected characters, click anywhere on the screen where your cursor is a circle of 4 wedges. All selected characters will path to their corresponding position in the formation. If you see a red circle with the slash through it, you cannot walk on that part of the map. When multiple party members are selected, the action bar is hidden. To see an individual character's option, select only that character. Alright, so yeah, here we are. We got our little party. We got Kalisha, Fluffy, and Travis the Fair.
Hey there.
But yeah, so far, one thing that really stands out to me with this game is the sound. The sound design is really great. I just love the tiny little interactions, hearing like the paper folding when you click on things. Even the voice acting is actually really good, and then the ambient sound is all great.
Hey there.
And just that is it does a great job of kind of getting me immersed, and I am really happy with that. But yeah, so that'll be the end of this video. Yeah, if you liked it, then I would love to keep making more of these. So go ahead and just keep watching. I'll keep posting, and go ahead and let people know if you want. I would love to start building up an audience, and also leave a like and maybe subscribe to see when the video is coming out. But yeah, if you leave those likes, it would definitely let me just see how people are reacting to this kind of series. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.